Alright, so we're back into another Dragon Ball Super card game video. This one is another Android 18 deck profile. This one is kind of a rough draft. It is a red-blue deck that features Buuhan, and I think it is actually something that catches a lot of people off guard and doesn't have that many answers to, and it's actually just kind of fun. Full disclosure, again, is a rough draft. I played it in my locals, last week or something like that, before they closed out. I know it's a lot. It's the same situation for a lot of people where their locals close out because of the coronavirus. It is a bummer because of regionals and locals and everything else like that, but you can still play this online. We still have untapped tourneys going on in our Discord, so definitely join there. And I'm going to be making a new article with the updated, because this is all set 9, all updated with Draft Box 5 cards as well, because there are a few changes that you want to do, and as well as making this a little bit more consistent. But definitely go ahead and check that out on stagezero.net. Subscribe if you are new. Let me know what you think about this as we go into the deck itself. If you haven't seen her, or if you've been living under a rock for some odd reason, her unawakened side is that you play the Android 21 scheme, in which, again, if you didn't know, auto once per turn. As soon as you play a battle card, you can't attack for the duration of the turn. It only plays for their first battle card, yours or theirs, and then you play 2 tokens on their end, which is incredibly important. They're all 10k bodies that they can't combo with, they can't really interact with. It is just there. You basically are the person who can interact with, unless they have a specific card that actually gets rid of those tokens, like a battle card or an extra card that that specifies it. It's very, very important to note that that's why this deck works, and why it's just kind of hilarious why I made it in the first place. And shout out to Josh and as well as Michael. Back in the regionals, the Vegas regionals, they mentioned the idea. I just made it for the set 9 format, and then I'm making one for the draft box format. But this one, again, plays 2 tokens, or it plays this plays 2 tokens. You take a token, you take a life, you draw a card, you flip over, you draw 2 cards, and then the beautiful backside with the stamp, you swing, draw a card, and then you choose a token on their side, which you don't really want to do too much. There's only a few instances where you want to do that, especially going for game, where your blue and as well as green cards in your hand, for the combo cost reduces by 1. Very, very important that multicolor cards do count for that. And as we take a look at the first few cards of the deck itself, we have the super combos, which are the Beeruses, or BRI. Is that the way they say it? I don't know. Is that grammatically correct? Who knows? This one is that when you combo with it, 4 or less or not, 5 or more, whatever it may be, you get to untap a multicolored energy, which is really important because you want to go ahead and, if you have to, charge this, have this, and then have the next card in our hand, which is going to be the Hercule Boo Friends Forever, which is an incredible card, not only because it's just a draft box card, it's going to be a really good card, right? But because it is a 1 blue, a rival, you minus 10k on their side, which you can go ahead and minus a token, because if they try to go for a game for a token, this is going to be in your hand as well as the other rival that you play. And you draw 1, and it's going to be a red Majin Buu target for the next card that we're going to take a look at, which in this deck, you really want to make sure you charge a multicolor turn 1, and then hold the Beerus and as well as the Majin Buu, which is going to be the best hand for you, including this card, and as well as the targets for the Union Absorb, which is going to be the hidden Awakening Evil Majin Buu, which this guy, you evolve for 2, which turn 2 you're going to be doing pretty much every single time, which you want to go ahead and attack with leader. If they attack you with the tokens, you awaken early, that's even better, because now you're a 15k leader. You can untap with Beerus, you can just do whatever you want to do basically to defend, and you really want to end the game pretty early, and this card along with the next card, Buuhan, is going to be doing that for you pretty easily. So this guy, evolve for 2, you play on top of the specified card, which is red Majin Buu right here, and then you Union Absorb, place a battle card, any battle card, you have to place 1, and then you get to get a Majin Buu other than this card with 25k or more in your deck and place it on top, which the target for that is going to be Buuhan. You know and love the card. If you haven't seen the card, if you joined late, if you've never seen this card before, because it's from set 2, it is just amazing. You basically have dual attack, you have 30k, you're a 30k body, and the activate main is basically that you get to choose a Son Gohan Adolescence underneath the card, which is going to be the target that you need absorbed with, and then gained its skills, which this one, barring the option, which by the way, the original idea way back when I first thought about it, when the tokens came out, I thought about this card, but I was like, you know what, Android 18 and even Android 21 draws a lot of cards. There's no point of doing this as far as they're permanent, because you get to play it for 2 if you have 3 or less cards other than this card, so 4 cards in hand. But because of Buuhan, you get the double strike and you get the auto in which you KO a battle card on their end. They have to take 2 life. Because of that, because of the whole combo here, you get to swing at a clone token in active mode, and then as soon as you do KO it, which they're gonna take it, they're not gonna protect that token because you're going at 32 a 10k base. So, and you're swinging twice, so I really don't know how a person would be able to get out of that. They're gonna take that 2 life, which is why it's kind of beneficial to swing with the leader as much as you can, and then put up as much as damage, and then swing with the Buuhan. If you believe that later on into the game where they're gonna gain more and more advantage, I would even bother waiting. I would just go ahead and swing as much as you can. Now that is the prime target for that. In the article, I'm probably gonna go through other targets and as well as what you can do. I do play 2 more of the ability Unleash Ultimate Gohan. This is going to be the OG card for Buuhan in itself, in which you basically have a dual attack, and you choose this Gohan in which you can swing and draw a card each time it does attack, or you can go ahead and get that double strike, which I do believe he does not have double strike, so I guess that's fine. And even if they didn't have tokens or something to swing with, which is funny because against Invoker you can swing at their Vegeta, against like any of the counter plays like Piccolo, you can swing at the Vegeta the Cruel. Pretty much anything, anybody who plays like a 1-drop 5k, you can swing with this guy. But otherwise, a 30k body that has double strike or draws you a card is still really good on turn 2. Now, the other card that we do play, because we do play Buuhan, is the Ultimate Evil Majin Buu. I wasn't able to get this off too much in person, but in online testing, it is actually pretty good to evolve on 1 and then restand and gain triple strike in that 30k. It's just a really good card to finish if Buuhan doesn't do it, which generally he does. And then we have the 2 Buu. I mean, this card is good. I think it's really good against like tricolor decks or green yellow decks that play Super Saiyan Broly. That's the only thing that can really combat Buuhan in the early game. So I don't really see anything else that could really do much, I guess. That's what I can really think about. But having Barrier on your Buuhan is still really good. The 3-drop cards, other than, well, yeah, I would say Barrier Hope, and as well as the demonic black card that warps to ignoring Barrier, is the only thing that you can really think of as far as will stop it. Then we have Quick Shift. I only played 1 because I only found 1, but if I had the option, I would probably play 2 of these at least, because the backside of this card, if you keep drawing your Buuhans, you can go ahead and play this for free. You can essentially draw 2 cards and then put the Buuhans and shuffle it back into your deck. It's really good because now if you have multiple in your hand, you can go ahead and just have 4 new cards basically. So I really like that. And then to help consistency, we do play 3 of the Hercule Buu's assistant cards. We look at the top 7, and then you can get your Buuhan, you can get your evolve target. It's usually going to be the arrival card or the evolve target, or the evolve card, the 5-drop, in which you evolve on top of the 3-drop. So those are going to be the main 2 targets. It sucks that you can't look at or look for the blue Buu. I think the Bibbidi has that. I wouldn't recommend playing that in this deck. Here's another option for Arrival. I think you can play this at 3, honestly. I'll probably talk a little bit about that in the article as well, but if anything, is another 20k double striker in which ignores Barrier, and it's just really good. Also, these automatically make the Jiren matchup a little bit better, but because of Buuhan, Jiren plays out a lot of tiny bodies like the Kunchis, so you just swing at it and you just look at their face and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Yeah, that's that's just hilarious. And then we have 2 Emperor's Death Beam. This is probably coming out the main, but I thought it was going to be another cool target just to charge, or as well as just to have for removal. Other than Buuhan, this doesn't really play too much for removal, so you know, that's all I can really say about that. Plus you play blue-red, so you might as well just use that as a check, or not check land, but something to charge, and as well as removal. But now we play the 4 of the check lands. There's not too much to talk about. These are really good on the backside because it is reducing it by 1, so you can swing and then combo with this and then rival, so it's not too bad. Plus, if you play it, or if you play any of the rival cards like the Boo or the Cooler, you can actually use the effect and then swing or rival, draw the card or minus, and then go ahead and combo it from the battle area and then go for game. Basically, that's usually the play there. And then we have a Champa, and we have 3 Topo to finish out the red dot good stuff, or red cards dot deck, that type of thing. And then we have Senzu Bean at 4. The Champa's there to finish the game. Topo's there to stop the game, and then Senzu Bean is there as well for that. And then 4 Dimension Magic. So pretty straightforward deck. You basically understand, if you've been listening, understand how it works and why it works. I think it's a really hilarious deck. I love Android 18. I can't wait to explore her more, because she even has more options in Dropbox, and I don't think they're even good options, but they're worth exploring. Hopefully in set 10 we're gonna have even more. So let me know what you think about this deck. I've rambled off enough. Subscribe if you're new, like, dislike. We're almost to 5,000. Help me out, help your brother out, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.